to Mima's Place, everyone. It's been a while since I've made a recording. Actually, it's been over a year. I took a break for a while and then I retired and then I moved from Texas to California. And now I'm just getting back into the swing of things and starting to craft again. But this is my first project. Actually, what I plan to do is do Christmas projects throughout the year. But before I get started on that, I'm just going to feature from time to time whatever season or holiday it may be. In this case, we have Valentine's coming up. Now these are actually lollipops. And they're these lollipops like this. They look like this. And I bought them at the Dollar Tree store. So just to give you an idea, they came in this package right here. So in case you want, I don't know if they still have them, but that's where I got them. And basically what I did is I made two scallops like this. One on one side, and this side is blank, so in case you want to write anything of that sort. Now I made these actually for my Sunday school class. So I wanted to give them something, and this is where you can write on that, or you can write the church name, or from grandma, or mom and dad, or your aunt or uncle, whoever it may be. And then there's a little box that's in between that I'll be showing you, and then a lollipop goes in there. And if you notice, these bows are a little bit different. They're not the loop bow that you normally would see. So these are like this, and I'll show you them. So the dies that I used, now if you notice, before I go into that, you notice I put the instructions up here. Two scalloped circles, which are these right here. Then two red outline ones, which are these right here. Then I have two pink circles, which are these right here. And then the red's 3.5 by 3 square. And that's actually the container that the lollipop is going to go in. So these are the scallops that I use. Now, excuse me, I actually don't know where I bought these. I've had these for years, so I can't tell you where I bought them. I mean, long time, long time. Too long. Well, I shouldn't say too long, but I've had, just take it for granted, I've had them a long time. And then I have these circles right here. And again, the measurements are right here of the circle itself. So I took this one right here, and then this one right here, which is the next one down. And that's how I made this circle right here. Now, if you're using a scan and cut machine, or any type of cutting machine like a Silhouette or a Cricut, you can actually go by these measurements right there, and that should help you. Then for the hearts itself, I used this right here. And this comes from this set. This I bought off of, I think it's Temu, or I don't know how to pronounce it to be correct, and I don't want to do it injustice. I probably already have by trying to pronounce it, but this is where this came. Now I plan to make a card of this later on so you can see that, but these are the actual hearts that you see are here, here, and here, and here. And then as far as the actual bow itself, again, comes in Temu as well. And these are it, and they're not your normal type where, like I said, you have a loop and you fold over. These don't do that. There's the small and the large, and you get them both as a set. And again, I will try to link all this down at the bottom of the video, so in case if I can find them, in case you want to buy them. Also, I just wanted to let you know, this original idea, sorry, I moved the camera. This original idea actually came from a person's site called Inky Hand Warm Hearts. Excuse me. Hers is quite different. She didn't use scallops at all, and she didn't put any ribbons like this at all. But I just wanted to make it different, and I wanted to gear it toward my Sunday school class, so it says Jesus loves you. And again, I tinted these, but I'm going to go ahead and start the tutorial in just a moment here, and then they'll give you ideas. I'll put these to the side for right now. And we're going to take the first part We're going to take our pink circle. This is a 3-inch circle, and we're going to glue this first to the scallop. So I'm going to pour some glue in, and this glue is art glitter glue. I did try using the glue, hot glue. I wouldn't recommend it, only because this art glitter glue allows you to make movement, as most of you already know, where the hot glue doesn't. So unless you're perfect in getting it placed on there the first time, then go ahead and use the hot glue. But if you're not, and you're still a little rusty at it like me, you might be better off with the gluing it, or any type of glue that you would use. Now this is the round circle, and basically what I'm doing is just putting this all around. And I'm putting this right here, give you an idea. And kind of gluing it on. This is the front and the back side, so I already had the other one done. And now what I'm going to do, since I'm going to let this dry, I'm going to put it to the side and use the other one that I already did. Now the letters themselves for Jesus, these letters right here, this I did off my scan and cut machine. So if you have a cutting machine, you can do your letters there, or if you have a die, you can also do it that way. If you do it off the scanning of the cutting machine, the size of these is 0.50, so it's just 50. It's half of the inch. So if you look at the scale to the side of one of these on this sewing mat, it comes up 2 of these. All right, so let's go ahead and put these on. And basically, I pretty much just kind of do it myself. Normally, I put the S there first, but I forgot. So, oh dear. This is actually the first time I'm doing a tutorial online. Normally, what I do is I just show my projects. I don't do a tutorial. But I wanted to get into tutorials, so I thought, you know what? Now's the time as good as ever to start. So that's what I'm doing. But I would suggest putting the S down first, not the J. And that will help you space it out as well. In this case, since it's round, it becomes easier to do, actually. So I'm going to put this right here. Let's do it to the side a little bit here. Hopefully I'm in camera. I can't see. I don't have all the latest technology like a lot of the other people who do tutorials. I don't have anything like that. My phone is very old, but it still films, and as long as it still films, I don't see any reason to buy another one. I could have the latest ones, but I'm not one to always have the latest ones. I just don't want to waste my money that way. I mean, I guess it's not a waste. I shouldn't say that, because some people are very adamant about having the latest things, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't do it myself. And now that I'm retired, I kind of limit myself in some things. Besides, I have so much, like many of you, so much supplies. I really don't need to shop for quite some time. That's not to say I won't. I can't promise you that. But anyway, it's just me. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, rather than put on the letters from the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and put the hearts on next, because that'll help me paste where I want to place the bottom letters. The bottom letters tend to be a challenge for me, because I'm trying to place them right where they don't. I wonder what that mark is right there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do. Now what I did is I went ahead and I tinted this a little bit with the Simon Says pink right here. And I just used a dauber and I just went around. Now the other one, you'll notice I didn't do that with some of them, like this one I didn't do it, and I decided to do it only because it kind of blends into the pink right here, so I wanted to stand out a little bit, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and put tint it there a little bit, and that will help it to stand out a little bit more. And then I have this one. And incidentally, I just wanted to mention on this gold paper right here, I think her name is Ida, and she is Created to Create. I think that's her website. She's the one that mentioned about this paper, that she found it on Amazon, and it was so much more cheaper than she found it anyplace else. And honestly, I've found that to be true as well. So it's on Amazon, and again, I'll link it below. Bear in mind the links that I put there. Some of these, it's been a while since I purchased things, so obviously the prices change. So that's something that you need to bear in mind when I'm linking something, that it may have been why I purchased it. But nowadays everything's going up so much, so just keep that in mind. I can't tell you how much I paid for it, because honestly, I don't remember. It was a good 2 years ago that I bought that, because you get so much in the package that it takes a little while to use it all up. So I bought silver, and I bought gold, and I bought a rose gold with it. And I still have them 2 years later. You've been using them on various projects. It's worked out really good for me. It worked out really, really good. So that will give you some idea of where you can purchase those. All right, so this is the last U. I'm going to make right here. Hopefully I'm not moving this too much and you can see it. And I'm in camera here. All right, and then the last one is just to put the little heart in the middle. I'm going to bring this one over here so that you can see what I'm doing as well. Get an idea of that one. I use my fingers a lot versus using this little guy. I bought this some time ago, but it was in my drawer for the longest time, and I never used it. And then recently I'm trying to learn how to use it and write, because it's easier to do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to bring in the actual bowls. This is what they see how they cut out, and they're just flat like this. And so what I use is I only tint the top of this. I don't tint any other portions of it. And the reason I don't is because this is the one that accents and it shows up better. And so what I do is let me get a piece of paper so I don't tint this too much here. So I actually darken it a whole lot right here in the middle, because it just seems to work. It seems to be nice when I do that. And then I'll go out a little bit from the sides using the dauber. And you can get these little daubers, or you can use actually a sponge. I've used the sponge quite a bit in the past. And then I saw these, I think it was AliExpress where I saw them. I think that's where I saw them. And they came in a package like this, like that. And they were very, very little cost. And they lasted for me. Some people don't like them because they say it doesn't last, and for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know how hard they're leaning on it, but it works for me. And then what I do is I curl them. So this is little pokey tool I got at the Dollar Tree, and it works fine. Now you can use all kinds of things. Like this comes from the Dollar Tree too, and you can use that to curl it if you want. Whatever works for you, that's certainly what you want to use. This works for me, and it works great. I don't have any problems with it at all. And I just curl it. Or you can take it to the edge of your table and then hold it right here and then pull it down, and it'll curl it that way too. I mean, You actually don't need something like this. You can use it. I used my table for a long time before I got one of these. And I do this purposely. If you notice, I put little lines in there. Now I did it with this right here, but because I when I press down and I go like this, I put pressure right here, so it makes a line there. And so I get lines coming out on purpose, because I think it looks pretty like that. Let's see, I'm doing some more here to give you an idea. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of like a flower coming out from there. I think it looks pretty. Okay, so that concludes this one. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and let me move this out of the way and use my glues. I already took the lid off. And I'm going to put a bunch right here. And I'll put this right here. So basically I'm just going to hold it there for just a minute while I get my two little hearts. And while that's gluing, I'm going to use, now this tool that I'm about to use, I forget what they call these, they pick up really easily. This tool came from another website, and hers was Inky Fingers, I think it was. But anyway, she is the one she's the one that shared where she had that, and I'll try to link that. That came off of Amazon as well. But it was a great buy for me. I used to use the We Are Keepers one. I don't know if I have it here with me, but on the We Are Memory Keepers one, it was you kept having to that little glue thing that come out. This little kept spilling out. I didn't like it, but I didn't know what else to use, and I used it for a long time until I watched her and she shared this website where she got this. I don't know if it was Amazon or not, but anyway, I purchased it. And it works perfect. I mean, perfect. So I'm gonna, and you put this right here in the middle. We're gonna leave that for a bit before we glue it, because I want to make sure that it glues. So I'm gonna put that to the side. And the next thing we're gonna start with is the red square. Now, what you want to do on this red square is you want to go ahead and let me see if I have this all the way in the screen. Hopefully I do. You're going to take it on the long side, which is the 3.5 side, and you're going to score it on the long end at 1.5. Here, let me just, at 1.5, and then at 2. And then you're going to turn it around onto the short side, and you're going to score it at 1/2, and then at 2.5. And that's all the scoring you're going to do. So you can take that to the side, and you can burnish right here. And again, I use this tool, and I just burnish it with that way. And I burnish it this way. And then I'll do it this way. Let's see, what did I do here? Here we go. And then this one too. Probably should have just went down that line a little bit more. So you should end up with something like this, okay? Now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors, and if you notice, if I could bring it up more here for you, you're going to cut right here and right here on both sides, just up to this line, but you're going to minor it in. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut it right there, and then you're going to minor slightly in. So there's just a slight minor cut in there. Let's see if I can get that space out of there. And then on this side as well. And then one shows up better. Let me cut this bit so I show it better. Okay. So that gives you somewhat of an idea. And I already did one, so that's what it's going to look. Oops. Actually, I didn't do this side on this one. Just like I just did on the other one. So, let me see. Okay. So that takes care of these guys. And what I just do is I burnish it again just because I just want to make sure. Because we're going to let this fold in. But before we do, we're going to do one more thing on this, and that's that this way is 3 inches. So we want to find the middle right here, because remember, we want the actual lollipop to go right in. So I'm looking at this, and that's 1, 2, 3, and the middle is right here. So I just go up, and I see that it's about right there. So what I do is I use my pen, and I just make a dot there, because that way I know where I'm going to put it. And then what I do is I use my pokey tool here, and I punch from this side. Now the reason I'm punching from this side and not this side is because I'm going to fold it in this way. And the lollipop is going to go in from this side. So what I do is you get my lollipop, and obviously the hole is too small, but I just kind of hold my finger on the other side as I push it through, so it doesn't tear too much. Now this one needs a little bit more of a tug, so I'm gonna just kind of give it a little bit more of a push here. There we go. And then I just kind of push it all the way down, and that pretty much gives me my hole that I need for the lollipop, okay? So that's basic. I try to use my puncher on this, but if I try to use my puncher, even if I were to fold this under, the puncher won't go all the way in. I mean, this is the perfect size for it, but it won't go all the way in. So I have to do it this way. All right, so what we want to do is we want to bring this in, and bring this in this way. And then we're going to bring these up like this, and bring them like this. So I want to put some glue. Whether you want to put it on that side or this side is up to you, but I just put it on this side. It's not a big deal to me which side you put it on. And then you just close it up, and I just hold it with my fingers right here, kind of sealing it really quick. And then I'll do the same on this side. And this pretty much concludes the little box that goes in between. Now what you want to do here is the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and put it on the back of this. Now one thing you need to keep in common here is that you want to make sure that your lettering is right, because if you don't watch it, you can easily put your box this way and then you have it the wrong way. So make sure that you're lined up correctly with your lettering. So in this case, I know that the lettering goes this way, so I'll just lay it down this way to be on the safe side. And then I'll put some glue on this. Okay, and I like to put it to the edges, because that way it doesn't, it's good. Oh dear. Okay, so then we have this one, and basically what I do is I just kind of eyeball it, putting it on there. Let me make sure it's right. Yes, so it's right. Get that out of there. Okay. And then what I want to do, now the next step, you might want to stand up, only because At least for me, it's hard trying to put it right in the middle where it belongs without looking over it to see. And so that looks about right. So what I'm going to do, use my art glitter glue again. I know the kids are going to love this. I always like to make something for the Sunday school kids. I just like to, it's just something I love to do. I never became an actual school teacher in the public schools, but I remember as a little girl I always wanted to grow up to be a school teacher. I never did that. I had other priorities in my life that I needed to take care of, and so I just never did that. But I am a Sunday school teacher. And actually I think that's better. Okay, so that concludes this. Now the next thing we want to do is put our bow here. Now I have used the hot glue to put the bow here at times. Oops, this one, it did not stay. So let's move this up. I don't know, obviously I didn't put enough glue, or maybe I didn't glue. Yeah, no, I didn't put enough glue there. Now that's a lot of glue, so it's kind of seeping out, but I'm not going to move it too much. And then what you want to do is place it way over here on the edge, and this is where I often have used the hot glue with this. Right, this is the only time I use the hot glue. It's right there, but for the sake of this video I'm actually going to use this so I can put it on here quicker. I'm going to have to wipe those off with a baby wipe later. But that concludes it right there. With it now, all you have to do is put your little lollipop in there. Oops, I know it's wet right here. Ugh, I don't want to mess with this too much. So this concludes it. Now on some of them I put little hearts around, and others I just left plain. And I think I'll just leave this one plain. But that's it. And there's your lollipop. Isn't this cute? And the kids, I know the kids will just love it. I did some with red bows, and I did some of them with pink bows. And I even did one where I didn't do it with an actual bow on it. This was actually my template, the one I went by, but I started out with this one, which is God is Love. And I put that, and and then I put hearts on the back. But this is just the sample that I used for myself to find out exactly what I wanted. And my daughter, after showing it with my daughter, she preferred the Jesus Loves You one, which I thought was really good too as well. Okay, well that concludes today for my tutorial. I do have other tutorials coming up soon. I'm going to be doing some cards as well for Valentine's to give you all an idea of some other ideas that I have, some other projects that I have. All right, well, you all have a blessed, blessed day. Jesus loves you too. And thank you for watching. And if you don't mind, I hope you press the like button on this. All right, thank you. Bye, y'all.